Coming to you live from my villainous lair, this is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon, and I am here alone for this video to try out the solo mode of Origin Story by Stonemaier Games, the competitive trick-taker kind of and tableau builder where over the course of 5 rounds of trick-taking, you are developing a superhero or villain and their origin story, their allies, their gadgets, and so on, using them to score points, try to end up with the most points at the end. This is a copy provided by Stonemaier Games for our playthrough. I started the video again with a mouse on the table. I swear, we overhauled the studio some so that there's not a monitor on the table anymore, but there is a wireless mouse and a TV mounted on the wall behind the camera. I always forget to get the mouse out of eye line before I actually start. But the show must go on. So this solo mode is against 2 automated players named Automaton and Factorion. And then I am playing the role of Namdi. And I am trying to score the most points at the end of 5 rounds against their 2 scores, just like in the multiplayer mode, which I enjoyed quite a bit. Before I get started, if you would hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, that would help out us. That would help out us a lot. Optimal Play doesn't have a Patreon or anything. The only way you can support us is in the YouTube algorithm, so we appreciate what you do. Also, I'm repping the alma mater today. I'm recording this on the Wednesday that is like the start of NCAA basketball March Madness. I'm not a big sports fan these days. I was going to UCLA, like everyone is big into UCLA athletics. Big sports fan. It's just over the years since college, it's waned, but I still get into March Madness a little bit. I still just the big tournament and all the close games and the stories that come out of it, plus filling out a bracket and going against your friends, all that stuff. It's super fun. So I definitely get sucked into that. All right, but enough about basketball. Let's see what Namdi has in store for his hero's journey. So the setup of each round is a little different than it is in multiplayer. Oh, I haven't looked at these yet. Just like in multiplayer, you start with 2 superhero identities. Mine here are Ascendia and Stygia. So Ascendia says that when this is revealed, I will gain 7 VP, and I'll put the top card of the story deck, which is all the abilities and stuff, straight into play and get it for free. It'll be charged for free for the final round. So 7 victory points flat and some random ability. That's actually the role that I used in our multiplayer game. I guess, spoiler for what role I used. It wasn't great. Like the 7 victory points were nice without having to play towards it. But then I got a really useless card there. So I'm leaning towards this other one, Stygia, which says, when revealed, double your stamina, then gain 1 victory point per stamina. And as an ongoing ability, when charging story cards with remove abilities, that's where you spend the stamina from them to trigger them at a time of your choosing, you may charge them an extra time, as if the card has an additional cost. So I'm gonna do my best. I have Ascendia as a fallback, but I'm gonna do my best to make Stygia work for me by, I guess, taking cards with remove abilities and ideally gaining any extra stamina along the way that I can manage. Okay, so I get to look at my opening hand, not looking at the bot's hands yet. I can sort it a little bit. Whoa. Okay, I swear I shuffled these decks very well. I got all 1s and then 11s, 12s, and 13s. Okay, I think I will be a hero this round. One of the things I'm about to do is choose whether I am going to be a hero or a villain for the round, where heroes gain points for taking tricks. Villains gain points if they take 0 tricks, and you can decide based on your hand. I think I'll go hero. The automatons are just always heroes, so no villainy coming out of them. Okay, so we've got that crazy hand sorted. I next get to look at 3 superhero cards, or sorry, story cards, and choose which one I want to take. I have the Shimmer, a super suit that says on your turn you may play Love, which is the trump suit, offsuit even if you could follow. That might be good in some rounds of the game. I don't think that's that good in this round of the game because I will largely want to follow and win those tricks. Abyss, an ally that when charged, discard 1 card, then draw 1 card, and gives you 2 victory points if you win exactly 2 tricks. Also, kind of unlikely that I win only 2, I think. Or Axo, the ally. When I win a trick, I may remove 2 stamina to add a card played by an opponent to this trick to your hand, then discard 1 card. That has a remove cost, meaning it ties into that superhero identity I may end up choosing. So I am going to take Axo, add her to my tableau. I also gain a stamina each round, and then I get to charge my abilities. My printed Namdi ability, by the way, I can put stamina on it and remove 1 stamina after I play a card to draw a card, then discard a card. But again, that doesn't seem that useful here. I mean, the 1s, yeah, but just the hand is so good already. I think I'm going to charge my new ally, Axo. And then I'm following the instructions here because I've played this once. I set it up, by the way, for difficulty 1, which is why there's 1 red card here at the bottom of sort of their special automaton deck. There's a word for it. What are they called? Vancardians. It's automaton and Factorion, but they're collectively Vancardians, which is a very cute pun. So yeah, I played a game at 0 and I won reasonably handily, so I'm trying it at level 1. The game does recommend that you start at level 0, so that's sort of the baseline, I guess. Okay, let's reveal their hands. I'm gonna flip them and keep them in the same order. So Automaton has kind of a smattering of mid cards, exactly 2 of every suit. You couldn't get a more average hand than that. And ooh, a lot of love, a lot of trump in Factorion's hand, and no red, no strength, I think that suit is called. So that's notable. All right, hopefully this all fits on my camera how it's currently set up. This does take up some space. Okay, I can put my own hand here. All right, so I was about to start and say left to the dealer, but we have to flip their round 1 Vancardian card. Right now, this has 2 halves, event and effects. We're just looking down the right half, the effects, which can upgrade their hands in some ways. They kind of escalate over the course of the game, making them stronger in later rounds, which makes sense because I will be stronger in later rounds also as I build up my, my superhero. So round 1, though, they do nothing. So I'm double checking that I've done everything. Choose my alignments. I've chosen my alignment. I will be a hero. Okay. So I started with the dealer token that's randomly selected, and so Automaton is going to go first. When a Vancardian leads, they just play their highest available card, which means a blue 10. So then when so now it's Factorion's turn. When one of the bots follows, it's interesting. It's always interesting to see solo modes for trick-taking games because you play with their hands face up, which turns it seemingly into more of a puzzle than or just like almost like a logic problem, rather than sort of using the intuition that you use in trick-taking games. But they do this thing when they follow, where some of their cards are going to swap out for cards from the deck. So that leaves some unpredictability and some ability to know what they might do, but also that question mark about maybe they'll surprise you. That I think is really clever. I think it's a cool way to do it. So Factorion here is going to follow, drawing 2 cards, keeping any of them that match suits they already have, so they can't come back from being void in a suit. They do have blue and green. So they're going to exchange out their rightmost cards for those 2 cards, which actually is like nice for me because they got rid of a trump card there. And then, but what's not nice for me is they got the 13 blue. So they're going to go ahead and play that into the trick. And now I have to follow. I guess I will play my blue 1 because I'm going to lose the trick anyway. Axo, that only works when I win a trick that I can take someone else's card. Okay, so I won't. That's going to be a first trick for Factorion. And they are going to lead. They're going to play their highest card, which, oof, is 13 love. I have to play my 11 love. I'm losing confidence quickly. I thought I was going to win most of the tricks here, but much like a real trick-taking game, sometimes it doesn't go the way you think. Like a real, I guess this is a real trick-taking game, just very different. Okay, we're gonna draw 2 cards for the automaton. They have love, so they get to keep both of these. And then they must follow the lead suit, so they're gonna have to play love, but since they can't possibly win, they're gonna play their lowest card. So they put the 1 into this. So Vancardian wins again. Oof. Okay, and then they're gonna lead with their blue 11. All right, this looks like my time to shine because now I have my blue 12, which does beat that. And then up here, drawing 2, they keep these both. Oh, this is gonna be weird. They don't have any, oh no. So now they don't have any blue at all, they're void in blue. And so they play offsuit and they just play their lowest card. They have 2 4s and they break that tie with the leftmost one. So they're playing their trump card into this and winning this after all. I'm really, really shocked this is going the way it is. Okay, top row will lead the trick playing their highest card. It's a green 10 and then Vancardian will follow, swapping out a few cards. And then they have to follow suit, so they'll play green 7. Finally, I can play my green 11 and win a trick. Do I want to take anyone's card from this trick? My hope was to win a trick with a trump, with my trump card, and then take another trump card that was played into it with my ability. But it's too late for that. I'm out. I'm void on trump. Do I just want the green 10? I don't really see what else I would do. Well, you know what? It's interesting, actually. Like, if they play offsuit, I could take an offsuit card and bring myself back in a color I'm void in, like blue. It's interesting. All right, I'm gonna, just because I don't think that taking this green 10 is that impactful, I'm gonna save the ability and just see if anything else comes up. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for to happen there. But I won my first trick, and now I lead. So, yeah, I think I am going to just play my 13 green, try to keep this rolling. Up here, they're going to, oh boy, they go void on green with the swapped cards. So they always play their lowest of any suit. So they're going to put the red 4 in, and then here, okay, that's relief. No, they didn't get a low trump card. That was my fear. They only keep colors that they already have. So they're only keeping 1 blue and they're swapping out 1 card. And then they're gonna put their lowest into here. Okay, so now I can, is there any value to taking the blue 4 here with Axo? I guess not. It would lose against any of the remaining cards. Well, all right, yes, I will. I'll take the blue 4 using Axo's ability. So I'm gonna spend that stamina, take the blue 4, discard a card. I think, that's interesting. I think there's not gonna be 2 more red tricks. So I guess I'm gonna discard, I'm playing around a little bit. I'm gonna see what happens. Discard my red 12. And I win that trick. So now I lead again, and I'm actually looking at green, and I'm seeing that most likely they're gonna play non-trump into it since they're both void and green and have only high trump cards that wouldn't be their lowest. So I think I can win a trick that way, most likely. So I'll play my green. We do have to draw 2 cards for the top row. Oh, it's gonna swap out its trump for a red, so that's nice. And then play its lowest card. And the middle row doesn't have these suits, so it doesn't keep anything. Play its lowest card. Sweet, I got another suit out of, or another trick out of that. Then my red 13. So maybe I don't need the blue 4 after all, because this would clearly lose. Oh, What's weird is that I'm going to draw new cards. These 2 cards might not be what's in Vancardian's hand by the time it gets to their turn at all. Oh, there's a lot to think about in this game. No, I just want to try to get a fourth trick out of this, so the red 13 is the safest thing. Okay, we're going to draw, but they're only going to keep reds, so they do keep the red 6 for what that's worth up here for Automaton, and they play it since they can't win the trick, so they play their lowest. And then we're also going to draw for Factorian, colors they don't have, so they're going to keep theirs. Play their lowest, which is the blue 9. I win this trick too. Okay. And then we are going to, I have to play my 4. Up here, they don't change what red they are and play it. And then here, they don't draw yellow, so they play their yellow. And Factorian wins the third trick. I really thought I was going to run away with that. And it's funny, if I had taken the card that gave me bonus victory points for winning twice, for winning 2 tricks, well, I could have gotten the same amount of tricks that way and they would have gotten more points. I guess that wouldn't have been better, but still, I really thought I was going to win 6 or 7 of those. And Lane pulled off 4. I discovered a Sam Adams Winter Ale in the fridge. It is March. I guess it's technically still winter, but for like 2 more days, so I felt like this needed to be used up. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. Okay, so scoring the round. I don't have any cards that impact scoring. And we were all heroes, so we're all just going to score 1 point per trick. So Automaton scores 1, Factorian scores 3, and I score 4. That's fine, but I'd like to have a wider gap because they get more powerful as this goes. Okay, so I'm going to need to shuffle and re-deal the cards out, obviously, for hand number 2 of the game. But I'll probably cut that out of the video. So boom, I've shuffled, I've dealt, I've caught up on my text messages because not only am I recording this on the eve of March Madness, but it is Wednesday, so it's Survivor night, and I have bracket group chats and Survivor group chats. My watch is like very distracting right now, so sorry about that. Okay, so we can look at my hand for this round. Some high numbers again. Just 1 blue, some high and mid reds, 2 high greens, and 2 trump cards. Okay, and then I'm gonna gain a stamina and I get to add a card to my tableau from the story card deck. So there's the Gauntlet Supersuit. If you play a red card, gain a victory point. That's certainly interesting, especially if I could use Axo to gain an extra red card. A Precognition, a talent that says, when charged, predict which player will win or tie for the most tricks. If you're at the end of the round, if your prediction is correct, gain 3 VP. We have to charge this before seeing the bot's hands. So who will win the most? That seems bad in solo. I don't have any basis for just for choosing between the 2 bots. I guess there's one way that I can put my finger on the scale. I haven't mentioned it yet because I haven't considered it yet, but you can, in the middle of a hand, surrender. And what that does is it ends the hand, and the bot that was leading the trick when you surrendered is considered to win all remaining tricks. So they score all those points. It seems to me like the reason you might do that is if one bot has, 12 points, the other one has 4, you can make sure to funnel those points into the lower one, which is good for your odds of winning. So you could combine Precognition with surrendering to kind of force someone to win the most tricks, but I'm still not super sold on it. And then there's Brainwashed, a backstory. When charged, discard 1 card, then draw 1 card, and at the end of the round, gain 2 victory points if you won 0 tricks. This is still not a 0 trick hand, I don't think. I have 13s and 12s and trumps, so I don't think I want that. I think it's just the Gauntlet. When I lead, if I play a red, gain a victory point. Like, how can that go wrong? Okay, I will charge it and Axo again so that I can try to gain an extra red by taking one from an opponent, like when I win a trick with my 13. That will be the dream. Okay, let's see, charge abilities. I need to choose my alignment and lock it in before I see any of their stuff. So I'm gonna choose to be a hero again. I don't think this is a villain hand of cards. And then we get to reveal their hands. So Automaton has a pretty mid hand with no trumps. Okay, oh, let me get that on camera. That's a little A little bit of a table hog sometimes. Okay. And then Factorion, they have some love cards, some trumps, and no greens. Okay, both of them are void in a color from the start, which is interesting. And that's where, those are what I want. I want to take like that 11 with my Axo ally. Okay, we do all have to pass the, oh yeah, this should go just fine, I think, to start it off. We have to pass the dealer up to Factorion, so to Automaton. So Factorion will start, will lead, and play their 12 as their highest card. Then I should win this no problem. So I'll play my 13 red, and then Automaton is going to look at 2 cards. They're blue a suit that they have, so they're going to keep both. Changes their options quite a bit. And then play their, they have to follow suit, so play their red into this. Okay, sweet. So I've won the trick, but I am going to go ahead and use the stamina from Axo to keep this red 12. And I discard another card. They're all large cards, and I don't really want to discard a red because I'd like to optimize my ability to earn points. So maybe I discard my blue 10. That way I can, if I lose the lead, they're likely to play blues and I can take it back with some trumps. So I'm going to go void in blue, keeping that 12. Okay, and I've won that trick. I lead this one. It looks pretty it doesn't really look like anything can go wrong if I play my red 12. So I score a point immediately for playing a red when I lead with my Gauntlet Supersuit. So there's a victory point scored. And now Automaton up here is going to look at some cards, keep only the green one because they don't have reds, and then play their, since they can't follow suit, they're just going to play the lowest card, which is this green 4. And oh, I'm making a mess. It's messy. You know what? I'm trying to keep this organized, like look tidy for the camera, but this game just gets a little messy. When you're trying to fan out cards and pluck cards from the middle of them, it's a whole thing. And then Factorion can, it needs to draw cards. Keeps the blue and trades out a trump for it. That improves the board state for me. And then we'll play their lowest red because they can't win the trick. So sweet, I won another trick. I got my victory point for playing red. That all went great. So I don't think that I can pull off another win with a red, because if I play like my red 7, Automaton's not going to win. They're just going to follow with their lowest card. But Factorion is either going to win with this 11 red if it doesn't get switched out, or if it does get switched out by the card draws, then they'll could play just their lowest card, which is this 2 yellow. So it's trump. So I think I just want to get some wins using trump cards right now. That seems like my safest way to rack up some more tricks. So I'll play my 10 of love up here at the top. They don't get to keep this trump card because they don't have any, so they're just going to take that 5. Then play their lowest card. Tie goes to the left, so green 5. Factorion is going to play, is going to follow suit, playing lowest because they can't win, so I'll get that trump out of their hand, and I will win that trick. Oh, shoot. I just realized I forgot to flip over their kind of setup card. So hopefully it has no effect on it. Great. I think maybe all of the green difficulty, all of the lower difficulty cards have nothing on row 1 and 2. So no harm done, but I definitely was supposed to do that. When I'm playing on level 1, so one of the cards is this tougher red card, and it's not shuffled. It is the higher difficulty cards are always the bottom cards of the deck. However many you play, they're the bottom that many of the deck. So that was always going to be the case. Okay, so nothing happens there. All right, it seems most likely, possibly Factorion draws a better trump, but I still think my best odds of winning a trick here, well, or yeah, no, I'm going to play red. I want to get victory points out of my gauntlet while I still am leading tricks. And if, when they follow, if this red 11 gets cycled out for something worse, I might win the trick too. So let me play my red 7 and gain a victory point for playing a red. with my gauntlet. Up top, they will keep this blue 13. Oof, okay, and then play their lowest card since they're just since they're offsuit. And here Factorian is going to look at 2 cards. Oh, that's not great. They're keeping their red, and they are swapping out this blue 4 for a 12 yellow, which is the trump card, so or the trump suit. Brutal. All right, then they must follow suit, which does win it. So, okay, I don't necessarily regret it. I knew that there was a good chance I lost the trick, but I got the victory point out of it. So that's one for Factorian. They're going to play their highest card now. Kind of brutal. It's that 12 they got. I have to follow it with my yellow 6. And then up top, they're going to draw 2 cards. Ooh, their hand got a lot worse, taking a 12 or 2 and a 1 instead of a 12 and 13. Then they'll play their lowest card. Okay, that trick goes to Factorian. So we're seeing decidedly, and really just kind of randomly, because I don't think that I certainly haven't been intentionally feeding tricks to the middle row, that it looks like Factorian, the middle row, is racking up a lot more points than Automaton, the top row. So maybe there is a surrender to Automaton in my future. But for now, they're going to lead with their highest card, which is a 11 blue. I think it's downhill from here. I think I've won maybe as many tricks as I'm going to, because this 11, I can't follow. I don't see any reason to keep my red 6, so I will ditch that. And then up top, you know, the best thing that could happen for me is if they get a blue. I'm not sure if it's available, but a blue, I was going to say 12 or 13. That's what they cycled out before. Damn, if they had the 12 or 13, they could win the trick, and then I could maybe take one back when they lead green. But I think Factorian's running the table. Let's see what happens. Oh, they don't keep either of those cards. They're going to play their 2 because they can't win this trick. And another one goes to Factorian. All right, it's going to lead with its highest, which is a trump. I will play my card. Top row, we can get through this pretty fast. Oh, it does swap out their entire hand for these worse cards. And then play the 3. And Factorian wins the trick. Okay, they're gonna play the blue. I have to follow offsuit. I'm losing. Factorian is gonna see whether their hand changes. No. So actually they do play the 7 and win, or it's Automaton rather, the top row. Plays the 7 and wins 1 trick. That's nice. 1 less point to the bot that is winning. Okay, I'm not mad about how that went. I got 2 points during the hand, so that's great. And then I'm scoring 3 more tricks, putting me at 9. Factorian is scoring 4 tricks, putting her at 7. I forgot, I've been saying there, but the rulebook actually genders them with she, her pronouns. So the Vancardians are all winning. Okay, that's the hand. Hand number 3 is going to get interesting because we are going to have an event, and I think we're going to start seeing those extra effects improving their hands on setup. So hopefully I get a good story card. I'm going to shuffle, and I'll get to it in a sec. I gotta say, the worst part of the solo mode for me is probably the shuffling and the dealing so many times. Like the gameplay, I had to kind of like read the rules around the whole, when a bot is following, they draw 2 cards, swap them out, and it took me a little bit to sort of, for that to intuitively make sense to me. But now that it does, like it's snappy. The gameplay is fast, but then the shuffling and the dealing really kind of grinds it to a halt, I gotta say. That's why I'm cutting it out of the video. Okay. So let's see what my hand is. We've got, well, the 13 of love. That's great, but not too much else to be excited about. 12 of blue, 10 of red, and the rest of the cards are pretty low. All right. And now I'm going to, next is the event. Okay. So it should actually be not from the 3 cards here. That's for their hand manipulation. So I'm drawing one of the other event cards. The event is ongoing. When playing offsuit, players must play love if possible. The Vancardians play their lowest love. So everyone must play trump when they can, when they're offsuit. Interesting. Okay, that doesn't affect me too much because all I have is a 13 love. So that's gonna win whatever trick I put it in. And then beyond that, like that actually maybe adds some predictability for me to how they'll behave. I'm not mad at this. Okay, now I'm gaining a stamina and looking at 3 story cards. We've got the Raven, another super suit. I don't know if I can reasonably have multiple super suits, but it says ongoing, add 2 to the value of your blue cards, and the first played card breaks ties. Oh, so suddenly this would be a 14 blue. That's pretty interesting. The Ronin, another super suit. Yeah, the game doesn't care how many allies or arch enemies or super suits and things that you have, which is probably for the best. But it is kind of silly that you can be the kind of hero that wears layers, I guess. So it says on your turn when you're following, you may play blue off suit even if you could follow suit. If you do, change your card suit to the lead suit. Not that interesting, I don't think. And multifaceted talent that when charged, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I'll take that. Lets me improve my hand a little. Or intentionally try to go void in a color if that's what I want to do. Now I have 4 stamina. By the way, the dealer is passing to Factorian, so I lead. Okay. I think that actually does make me more likely to want to... that makes me more likely to want to charge my gauntlet because I can get a point from it right off the bat, guaranteed, by leading with a red. That seems pretty good. So then the question is, since these each cost 2, do I want to be multifaceted, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, or do I want to have that ability to help myself to someone else's card when I win a trick? I'm sure I'm going to win at least one trick, at least the one that I play trump on, and then I can take someone else's trump card? That seems good. So I think I'm adding multifaceted but not charging it yet. And then finally, I will have 1 stamina on my built-in ability, Seeds of Strength, which lets me, after I play a card, spend this stamina to draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. Okay. All right, we can finally reveal what the Vancardians are up to. So lots of 5s in Automaton's hand, and just the 1 trump card, so I'm going to beat that with my 13. And a lot of firepower in Factorian's hand again. Again, they're really racking up points. Okay, and then we're going to see what their manipulation is. Replace 1. All right, let me double check that I do this right. When they replace 1, they're going to draw 1 additional card on the right. And then, since I'm playing hero, yeah, I guess I forgot to consider that, but I'm going to play hero again. I don't think of that. My build is not really for villainy so far. So they're going to discard their lowest non-love card and replace it with the card here. So they're getting rid of their top row is getting rid of a 1 blue and keeping a 2 blue, very minor improvement. And then up here, they're going to get rid of their 6 blue and have an 11 love. That was a big improvement. So again, Factorian ends up being the bot to beat. Jeez. Okay. Well, it looks like I can start with this red 10 and I should win the trick and then can continue from there. So I'm leading. I will play a red 10 with my gauntlet, immediately score a point. At the cost of 1 stamina, I kind of feel like if that scores 1 or 2 points, I'm very happy with it. So that's great. All right. Automaton is going to keep these much better cards than they had, but then they still have to follow red and play this 5. And Factorian is, yeah, going to replace a couple love cards with other suits. That's nice to see. And then it's going to follow with this red 7. Okay, I win that trick. So I scored the point, I won the trick. Can't really get better than that. So now do I play a red while I have the lead to guarantee getting another victory point? Or do I like throw down my 13 trump to guaranteed win a trick and collect another card along the way? I think whenever one of them leads trump, I will get to do that. So I will go ahead and play a red. I'm not winning the trick either way here, so I'm going to play a red 1, score that victory point, and then see how the trick plays out, but I'm not winning it. Okay, some cards swapped, but their hand stays pretty similar for Automaton, and then they're going to play They play their higher red because even though we can see it's unlikely that they will win the trick, for now they will be winning it. And, well, we'll see. We'll see who wins it. It'd be nice if, I would love Automaton to win this trick. It looks like it's happening. Factorian is keeping these 2 cards, which includes a lower red, swapping out for their high red, and they must play it. So, hell yeah, Automaton wins that trick. For once. You love to see it. Okay. So they're going to lead, play their highest card. Well, this is kind of what I expected to happen. Play 9 love. Factorian's following. So, wow, swapping out both of their yellows for greens and then have to play their remaining yellow to follow suit. That was a huge setback to them because now they're void in yellow and can't have any more. This is going very well for me. Then I have to follow with my 13 and I win the trick. Sweet. Leading, my blues wouldn't beat the 13 from Factorian, but if I lead red, I score a victory point and Factorian won't win the trick. That seems good to me. So, and in fact, if these cards both swap out for Automaton and they go void in red and yellow, I win the trick. So yeah, I think that's the play. Let's go. For red, scoring me a victory point. That's 3. That's 3 from the gauntlet this round. That's extremely good. Automaton, oof, swaps out this red and yellow for a yellow and green, and then normally would play their lowest card when they're playing offsuit, and I would still be winning the trick. But the event says when playing offsuit, players must play love if possible. So they do play love into that trick. Oh, that was a bad twist for me. I was starting to feel really good about winning that trick possibly, but at least it was Automaton, not Factorian. Factorian is going to cycle out some cards, but keeping only green and blues. Oh, they get worse cards than they just lost, and then play their lowest. So they're going to play that 2 into it, and Automaton in the top row takes the trick. And then they'll play their highest card, which is a green 5. Factorian cycles in a blue 8 for a blue 11, and then plays their green 11 to follow suit. And I have to follow suit also, so I guess I'll just burn my 1. And Factorian wins that one. That's not what I wanted to see. You know, it's too late now, but I sure forgot to use my ally to take someone else's trump card when I won with that 13, huh? Were there other yellows in that trick? Yep, I sure forgot. Brutal. Okay, I mean, that's on me. That's just, that's not a rules mistake. That is a gameplay mistake. Cool. Okay, Factorian is down to just blues. Is going to play at 13, so I'll follow it with my 3. And Automaton up there is going to draw 2 cards. Swap out their green 3 for a green 13. I don't like to see that because now I'm not leading on. Now I don't have the best green card on the table. But then they're going to play their lowest card because they won't win the trick. And Factorian wins that one. All right, but this one's looking pretty good for me. They're going to lead with their 9. I will follow with my 12 and. Let's see, Automaton in the top row. Oh, swaps out blue. Must just follow offsuit with their green 4. I win the trick. I win the trick. Do I want to take one of these? Yes. There we go. I will use the 2 stamina from Axo to take this 12. Wait. A card played by an opponent. I won with a 12, but I can take the blue 9. That's actually. Well, I mean, it's a little bit higher number. They're both, when they follow me, they're both going to draw new cards potentially, so I guess I just want the highest number. Yeah, it's a weird one, but okay. I utilized my card anyway. I did not utilize my Seeds of Strength ability. This was probably not good play. Hopefully this is showing off the game, but it's not showing off ideal strategy, potentially. I will lead with my blue 9. Automaton looks at cards, doesn't keep them, has to play its green 6. Factorian looks at cards, doesn't keep them, has to play its blue 8. I win another trick. That hand went great for me. 4 tricks for me puts me at 16. 2 tricks for Automaton puts her at 9, or Factorion rather, but also 2 tricks for Automaton in the top row puts her at 4. So I'm up by 7. I'm up pretty comfortably right now. The only thing that I think is not going incredibly well is I have not found any ways to like gain an extra stamina to maximize the points from my superhero identity at the end, but if I have a healthy enough lead, maybe it won't matter. We'll see. We've still got that red card for round 5 that they're gonna have. It's gonna be scary. Let's set up for round 4. 3 rounds down, 2 to go. Dealer passes. Let's see my hand. There's not going to be an event this time. That is only round 3. It's something that I've always thought was a little odd about Origin Story, to have that like the event that kind of warps the rules of the game happen just once in an entire game. But that's how it works. Okay. It's a decidedly mid-hand. Just a couple love cards, but they're an 8 and a 1. Low blue cards, just 1 red card, and some, decent green. Huh, and it's not great. Okay, I'm gonna gain a stamina and see my story card options. Smoke Bomb, ongoing, subtract 1 from the value of your cards. Good if you want to pull off Villainy, but I'm not convinced I do. Cindaria, an archenemy, win charge, draw 1 card, then discard 1 card, and at the end of the round, if you won exactly 1 trick, gain 2 victory points. I certainly am not built in a way that makes me want to go for that. So the only question would be like, is that nice insurance? if this is a one trick hand, it's not out of the question. And then Jet Boots, ongoing, add 1 to the value of your cards. The first played card breaks ties. I mean, this hand definitely gets better if I have a green 13 here. It's not great. I think I'll take Jet Boots though. These are all kind of, they're kind of expensive, all these 2s. I can't charge them all now, but if I take the superhero in the final round that doubles my stamina, then I can charge them all. So Jet Boots, I think will be good. Okay, I think for once I'm not charging the Gauntlet because I don't have enough red cards, right? It's weird. I believe that you make your, I could be wrong about this. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about this. I think you make your charge decisions and then resolve when charged effects, which means I can't, otherwise I would absolutely like do multifaceted first and then draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards and see what I get. I don't think it works that way. I think I'm just sticking with the hero. I don't think I'm a villain. And so I think I just want to improve my hand. So I do think I will do that. And I think I'll go ahead and do Jet Boots. So with 1 stamina left, the question is, do I want the Gauntlet or do I want 1 more opportunity to draw a card, discard a card? All right, I thought about it some more. I just don't think that drawing a card, discarding a card mid-trick or mid-hand is that useful compared to potentially even getting 1 point from the Gauntlet. So I'm gonna stick with it. And now I will trigger multifaceted to draw 2, discard 2. Whoa! 2 love cards. That turned my fortunes around. I think I'm gonna get rid of my blue 1 and 3 and go void in blue and have 4 trump cards. That seems very good. It seems incredibly good. Okay, suddenly my hand is, all right, I'm glad that I took the risk, and I'm glad that I stayed confident, didn't try to go for villainy or something, because that's great. Okay, let's reveal their hands. Automaton here in the top row has, oops, I almost habitually sorted them like you do with a trick-taking hand, but that is not what you do in this. They stay in that order. Really mid-hand, 2 middling trumps, 2 of every suit. All right, and Factorion here in the middle. I see a blue 13 there, and a yellow 13. Whew. Okay, they're the scary one. All right, and we still have to improve their hand potentially with their Vancardian card. The round 4 effect, each Vancardian gains 1 victory point, so they just flat out score a point. That's not good. 10 for the middle, 5 for the top. And replace 2. So we're going to, because I'm in hero mode, they're going to aim for high cards. So I'm going to deal them 2 cards and they're going to just get rid of their 2 lowest non-love cards. So Oh boy, the hand that was bad on the top row just got a lot better with a 13 green and a 10 blue. So they get rid of their 1 green and 2 red for those. And they stay on the right. So actually, so like these are very high cards that they may just cycle right out, which would be nice. Yeah, they may. They may not. And then here, they'll keep these also, getting rid of their 1 red and 2 blue for this blue 11 and green 7. Yeah, big improvements there. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Automaton on the top row starts the trick, plays their highest card. It's a 13 green. So Factorian follows, it's void on red, so only keeps this blue 6. Almost void. Oh, it's about to go void on green. Oh, weird round for them. Okay, so yeah, they play their green 4 into this. And I'm gonna just burn my green 6 since I can't win this. My 12 becomes a 13 with jet boots, but ties go to the earlier played card, so I would not win this trick. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, that's 1 for Automaton. She goes again with highest card is this green 11. Okay. That works out better for me. Factorian is going to not keep either of these cards that they're void in and then play their lowest following. I always double check that because it seems like they would want to throw a trump in here. Seems like a good time to, but if you have, let's see, when you follow, keep your matching cards with when you draw cards, then if you have a lead suit card, play the lowest one that can win, otherwise lowest of any suit. Yep, so she's gonna play her blue 5. Seems like she's throwing, but that is how she behaves. And then I can play my green 12 here and win the trick. So, seems good. That's a 13 with jet boots too. Okay, right now, I could throw in my red 9. I might win the trick. I don't think my odds of winning the trick are going to get any better as they keep playing their low cards. So sure, I'm going to play... Oh, you know what I can absolutely do though? Make sure to do while I have the lead. I can play my 12 yellow, which is trump, and becomes a 13, so it beats the 13 here. Since I win ties, basically I win this trick. There's no card that beats this card. So they're just going to follow their following script. Oh, they go void in red up top, which could be good as long as they don't end up playing trump. And then they have to follow with their love card there. And in the middle, we've got 2 red cards that Factorian won't keep, and they have to follow with, I wish I could flush the 13, but she plays her 7. But okay, I win the trick. Flush out some trumps from everyone else. I think that's fine. And now I'll lead red, because if I go trump, I lose to that 13. So I'll play a strength 9. Jet boots makes it 10 for what that's worth. But they're both void in these, so the question is just do they play their trump cards or not. Up top, they are going to take a slight downgrade to their yellow, and then play their lowest card. It's a blue 4. So that one's not playing trump. Yeah, as long as they don't get dealt low trump card on the draw, which they don't. Factorian's not going to keep either of those. Great, they throw in their blue 6. I win another trick. Also, I got a point for playing red into it. Okay, I'm scared of those trump cards. I don't really think there's much I can do about it. I think I just play my yellow 1 to flush out that yellow 13 and then see if I can win tricks after that. So I will lead with that. For Automaton, they're not going to keep those cards, and then they'll play their the lowest trump card available that puts them in the lead on the trick, which would be the yellow 6. And then Factorian is going to keep this blue 12, but then play on suit yellow 13, win the trick. Totally expected. Okay. They're going to lead their highest card. It's a blue 13, but hey, I can play They're going to have to follow up here. Yeah, I can play my yellow 8 into that. And then Automaton on the top is going to, keep 2 trump cards. But must follow suit and play their 8. So they're down to all trumps. Okay, I win that trick. Before I pass I guess it doesn't really matter whether I pass the lead or not. I'm going to win 1 trick, lose 1 trick with what's left here. I think I can basically see that. Right. I guess cards are going to change. It's possible that they get a higher yellow. I don't remember if there's any available. It'll be fine. I'll play my 11 yellow. That becomes a 12 because of jet boots. The top row is going to not keep any cards, play their lowest. Mid row is going to not keep any cards, play their lowest. Okay, I win that trick. And finally, I lead a green 9. I'm out of cards. I was wondering if this is mathematically possible. I ran out of cards in the deck. I didn't see the rules comment on whether you shuffle and keep giving them new cards or just like stop. But here we're down to the very last one. It's clear that like since they're going to get even if they draw a card that's going to change their hand, it's going to stay the same color, which means that this yellow is going to win. So I'm not going to sweat about it. Automaton on the top row wins that trick. Another one that went very well for me. So that's 2 points to Automaton, 1 point to Vancardians, and 5 points for me, putting me at 22. So the score going into the final round is me 22, Vancardians 11, Automaton 7. But they are about to get their most powerful row of the effects, and it's going to be on their high difficulty card since I'm playing level 1. So we're going to see how that goes. Okay, this is it. Dealer passes while I'm thinking about it. A lot of points are about to be scored here in the final round. Hopefully I can maintain it's an 11-point lead. I'm feeling reasonably confident. I've dealt out the cards. I can go ahead and reveal mine, but then the next thing that happens is I'm going to choose my superhero card. Whoa, weird hand. Lots of red. Well, with the gauntlet, that can absolutely... I mean, that's actually probably great. I could use more love cards. More trump would be nice to just win more tricks, but if I can like win with a 13 and then a 12 and then a 9 of red, something like that, or just kind of keep playing them and they go void and win a lot of tricks and score points along the way, I think that'll carry me through. But okay, I am choosing one of my superhero cards. I could either gain 7 victory points and the top card of the story deck, which would fully charge with stamina from the supply. It would charge for free. Or Stygia, when revealed, double your stamina, so I would have 10 stamina, which is enough to charge everything, then gain 1 VP per stamina. So I would get 10 victory points, that's more victory points. And then I can kind of overcharge remove abilities, which none of my remove abilities have struck me as super powerful, so that part's less exciting, but I think Ascendia, I think the random story card draw is just not likely to be worth the 3 points difference. That I get 3 more points if I go with Stygia. So I think just on that, honestly, Stygia just seems like the better superhero identity than Ascendia to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments why I'm wrong. But I'm going with Stygia. So I'm going to double my stamina. I gotta reach over here and get the bag. I have 5 more stamina. I then am scoring 1 victory point per stamina, so 10 points. And now that I'm about to charge my cards, I can do it, I can overcharge the ones with removability. So I'm definitely going to charge my jet boots. I'm definitely going to charge my gauntlet. I'm almost definitely going to charge multifaceted, although what to discard is like not easy. I guess maybe, but I have 2 1s, even though one's red, I'd probably discard it. So yeah, we'll do multifaceted. I think basically I'm going to charge Axo, which lets me take a card from other players. I charge my discard and draw. I have 1 left, so I also will overcharge my discard and draw my Seeds of Strength 1 time. Sure. Why not? I don't know if I'm going to use that 3 times, because I can't use it now. But what I can use now is multifaceted. Draw 2, discard 2. A green and a red, a green 6 and a red 3. I think that's better than the blue 1 and the red 1, so sure. Not a huge jackpot. If I'd hit some like big yellows or something, I would have been a lot more excited about that. Also, Jet Boots is adding +1 to all these values, which I can't forget. Okay, so we're going to reveal their hands, and then we're going to do their final effect, which is going to score them a similar kind of big chunk of points, I think, from glancing at how those tend to look. Wow, Automaton on the top has big numbers. Oh, geez, so does Factorian in the middle. Wow, okay. They're going to score a lot of points here, I think. Between the two of them, they got dealt the 10, 11, 12, and 13 yellows. That's hard to play around. So, yeah, the question is, will they close the gap? I am ahead by 21 points right now. Okay. I'm choose my alignment. I am hero. This is definitely not a villain game at all. Okay, we're going to reveal their effect. The 5th row of this red card, each Vancardian gains 2 victory points. Or, sorry, 2. 2 would be nice. 10 victory points. Putting Automaton to 17, Factorian to 21. Well, that closed the gap real fast. They're also going to replace one, so we're going to deal them each an extra card, discard their lowest. The green, actually, assuming that they like keep, like if it's a tie and the left one sort of breaks the ties normally as if it were higher, in this case, we'll just break it the same way. I'm not sure if there's a rule for which one they keep here. I think they'll just keep the one they have. Here, wow, they get another trump card and get rid of their green one. That's very good. But it doesn't end there. Then they gain, there's some extra love cards over here that are only used for solo. They are 4.5 and 9.5. And this says that they gain their 9.5, which means similar to the replace, I believe. They're going to, we'll see. Oh, okay. Oh, weird. Okay, they discard their rightmost card. So actually, like Factorian loses the 8 trump. That's nice. But then they gain this on the left. So they are not going to, they're not going to just cycle that out with the first time they follow and draw cards. All right, this is pretty scary, but I have an 11-point lead. I actually don't think they can catch me based on this. Even if like one of them wins all 8, I should be good. But let's play it out. Let's see how high I can score. Factorian here in the middle is going to lead with her highest card, which is the 13 of love. So I have to, yeah, I have to follow. I don't have any abilities to use at this moment. I have to follow with my 2 of love, but let me dig for something better than a few of these cards. So I'm going to go ahead and use a Seed of Strength to draw 1 card, then discard a card. I mean, it's a trump card. The problem is it's a 4. It's lower than all of theirs. Still, maybe I throw it in following. So I'm going to take it over this green, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, yeah. I think my best chance to win a trick with that is to be void in more colors. So let's do that. And then up top, Automaton is following. Doesn't keep the blue card. So just puts in this green. And then plays their, they have to follow suit, but they're not going to win, so they play their lowest. So the 5. Okay. Factorian wins a trick. Kind of expected. They're going to continue playing their highest card, which is a yellow 12. Well, now this one that I got is not exciting. I just have to play it here, but I'll use another Seed of Strength to draw a card. Discard a card. Yeah, sure. Take another yellow. It's still the worst yellow on the table, but I mean, it's better than a red 3, I guess. And up top, they don't keep these blue cards, and then they follow with their lowest yellow here, which burns their 9.5, so that was anticlimactic. I'm going to like set that aside so I don't lose it, and then put the rest of these into the trick that they took. Okay. Oh, they're going to lead again with their, oh, this time they're tied, so they'll play their leftmost card, their blue 10. This is my time to shine. I can follow with my blue 13, and I don't see any reason, I guess, not to use my last Seed of Strength and draw a card, discard a card. It's a blue 2. I think that's what I'll discard. And up top, Automaton follows, keeps these, a worse green, but gains a yellow card. And can't follow? Oh no! This is the unpredictability of those card swaps that they do when they follow. They don't have blue, so they play their lowest card. It is the 1 love they just got, and they win the trick. She wins the trick, Automaton. Okay, Automaton leads with her biggest card, which is a 13 green. Let's see what happens with Factorion's hand. Just gonna swap out this red for a low yellow. Oh, that's so annoying. I think that their lowest card, they were gonna have to play offsuit, play their blue 7, and then I could have swung in with my trump card, but they just got dealt a yellow, a yellow 3, and they play that because it's their lowest card. Well, now I might as well like burn my lowest red, I guess. And I lose that trick to the top row. They lead again, playing their 11 yellow. Factorion is going to keep this 11 blue, makes their hand a little worse, I think, and play their lowest following card, which is going to be their 9.5, and I have to follow with my 6. So again, a trick to the top row. Yeah, I mean, I think I saw how it was going to shake out from the deal pretty much. This has not gone well for me, but I think I just have enough points. I think the rest of the game has gone well enough to this point. Okay, up top, they're gonna lead. Well, okay, I can take one here. Lead with their 11 red. After cycling, or drawing 2 cards, they keep a blue. Oh, and now that becomes their lowest card, so that 5 they just got in the middle row is what they play offsuit. And then, hey, I can take a trick here with my red 12. All right, things are looking up a little bit, because I take that trick, and then I'm going to go ahead and lead with my red 13, scoring me a point from my gauntlet. Was there anything in there that I want to take? Sure. I won with my red 12, right? Let me use Axo to keep that red 11, swapping out my red 9. It's a tiny upgrade, but I don't think I'm going to have another opportunity to use that ability. Okay, play my red 13. We're going to draw cards for the top row. These swap in, improving their hand, but not enough. They play a red 10. And then Factorion upgrades their blue, but then it is still their lowest card and they play it. I win a trick again. Oops, I accidentally discarded. I'm just going to throw a couple cards here to represent the trick. I accidentally discarded the one that I looked through and kept a card from. I've won 2 tricks. This has really turned around because now I play my 11 red, gain a point, and then they're just going to see whether their hands change. Technically, yes, but it's going to play Factorion, or Automaton plays its green. Here, no change, plays its yellow. Factorion wins that trick. Okay, end game scoring, there's no special end game scoring. We're going to score our tricks as usual because we're all heroes. 20 is the final score for Automaton. 24 is the final score for Factorion, and I scored 2 more tricks with 36. Crushed it, wow. When I won a game at level 0, I didn't win by this much, but not by this 12-point gap. So I worried that going up to level 1 was just setting myself up for on-camera failure, but it looks like it worked out. So that was cool. It's fun to win, but it's also it's a fun game. And can I say, I don't think I commented on this yet. I did on our multiplayer playthrough. This game's beautiful. The watercolor art on the characters and the cards, even the actual kind of story happening on the play mats that you cover with cards, it still has gorgeous art and a little bit of a story to it for how your character kind of came to be. I guess their origin story, you could say. And then the cards themselves are watercolor and have this cool cards of the same suit are these literally the same? I guess maybe there's not all that many variations. Maybe it's a smaller number of them, but yeah, blue, you can see it's about jumping and flight. And so the low numbers have someone on the ground, yellow numbers have someone kind of taking off, high numbers have someone reaching the atmosphere. It's cool, it's gorgeous. The flavor's fun. The flavor's a little nonsense, you're just throwing together, you're looking at, you're not gonna build a character that is cohesive. As far as their superhero or supervillain sort of allies and suit and all that stuff, it's not going to make sense. But it's still kind of fun to enjoy the flavor of I strapped on this sexy red leather gauntlet and it carried me through this game. It probably scored me enough points that without it, and it was really the only thing I had that scored me bonus victory points along the way. It's probably, maybe I still would have won if I was not gaining those points, but it would have been much, much closer. I don't know if I gained 12 over the course of the game, but I gained a lot. and it was thanks to my sexy red leather. So that's gonna do it. That's the video. Thank you again for watching. Hit those buttons below the video. That helps us out a ton. And Stonemaier Games provided this copy for my playthrough. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Stonemaier Games. And stay tuned. Lots more good stuff coming up on the channel as always. Until next time, be optimal.